4, and I'm just giving you a bit of an update on where you should be at when it comes to reading the entire Bible in 30 days. So we started our journey in the book of Acts on Sunday. So that was all the way back here. So what I do is I'll have a bookmark set up in my Bible for where I started, and then I have another bookmark of where I'm at. So today I've went through Peter and John and Jude, and now I'm actually going to be starting the book of Revelation. So that's where I'm at today. So I started in Acts on Sunday. I'm now approaching Revelation, and my goal is to be done Revelation by the end of today. Most likely I'll be doing this in the evening, reading the book of Revelation. It should take you about an hour or so to get through the entire book of Revelation. I would encourage you to do it in one sitting. If you can't, that's okay. Spend some time at lunchtime, spend like 15-20 minutes, a half an hour, and then another half an hour or so, and you'll be done the book of Revelation. And if it takes you an hour and a half, because there's a lot of stuff in Revelation, don't worry about it. What we're not doing is we're not going down rabbit trails while you're trying to get through the entire Bible in 30 days. We're not doing that. So what we do instead is you have a journal. And so, for example, this is Wednesday morning, 6:30 in the morning. Basically, I was reading James, and I just made a little note to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. I might come back to that sometime on the weekend. And then in Peter, to the strangers gathered, the gospel preached that are dead, which is kind of interesting. I didn't catch that before. So there's a gospel preached to those that are dead. So that's in Peter. So I'm going to come back to that later and revisit it after I'm done my 30 days. Not now. Now is not the time to go down rabbit trails. And then I also made a little note, put off this tabernacle. Peter is waiting for the day that this tabernacle, this body, many disciples refer to our body as a tabernacle, as a house, as a dwelling place, as a home built, that one day we're going to get rid of this, we're going to shed this, and we're getting a new house, 1 Corinthians 5, from heaven, our heavenly house. That's what we're going to inhabit. So when we die, we ditch this body, and we get a new heavenly body. That's all in Scripture. But you just make a note of it, and you come back to it later. You don't do a deep rabbit dive today. And then I also made a little note, Holy Mount, because I think it was Peter, could have been John or Peter, was talking about when they went up to a holy mount. Remember the mountain of transfiguration? Peter addresses that as the holy mount, holy mountain. Interesting, right? And then I wrote down a word, pernicious. Don't know what that word means, so I just write it down, and then I come back and visit it later. I look it up later. Godly out of temptations. So I just had a little word about Lot. And then that's all I do is I just make a little note, and then I come back later. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be bogged down, especially if you have a Bible that has a commentary on it. I'm telling you, if you have a Bible with commentary, you're not going to be able to get through your entire Bible fast, because you get sidetracked on all these bunny trails. And I'm trying to help you overcome that by getting a Bible. You should have a Bible where there is zero commentary, and you just read the Bible. That's it. So again, this isn't forever. You can go back to your commentaries later. You can go watch YouTube videos, whatever you want. This is only for 30 days. And what we're asking is that you take 2 hours out of your time, 2 hours, 15 minutes. That will get you through the entire Bible in 30 days. So again, I started on Sunday, and I'm your pacemaker. I'm your pace car. So if you can keep up with me, you will be on track to finish the Bible, the entire Bible, in 30 days. So if you're looking at this video series today, what I would suggest to you, instead of just jumping ahead right into Revelation, you could do that. Or you can, like, if you want to start, you can start fresh with me today. This is day 4, though. Start in Revelation, just kind of keep up with me, just for practice. Or you can start today and go to the book of Acts, and in 4 days, you should be at Revelation. So if you started today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you should be on the book of Revelation. So you can do that if you want. So it's up to you. So this is basically every day I'm just going to share with you a few golden nuggets to help you get through the Bible in 30 days. And also, I am your pace car, meaning if you are reading and you find that you're like, I'm in Hebrews, you're behind right now. So I'm the benchmark for you. You should be approaching the book of Revelation. You should be approaching it. Your goal is to finish the book of Revelation by the end of tonight. So if it's midnight, whatever it is, that's your goal. I honestly don't care how long it takes you. It should take you between an hour and an hour and a half comfortably. If you're spending 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, it could be because you're exhausted. Maybe you just got back from a night shift, don't know what it is, or you're tired, whatever. Something's going on where maybe you got a commentary and you're like, oh man, I just keep diving all over the map. As soon as I see a word, I look it up on YouTube and I watch a video, and then I find another watchman doing a great video that I never knew existed. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you're like, oh man, it's been 3 hours and I'm still in the book of Revelation. That's because you got sidetracked. If you just focus, remember what I said on Sunday. I said take a timer, use a timer, and keep track of your reading time. So if you start reading Revelation, let's say you only read 3 or 4 chapters, and you're like, oh, I got to go do something else. Hit pause on your timer. Your reading has stopped. Don't keep it going, because you'll actually be surprised as to how little you actually read in a day. That's why we want you to do a timer. Once you get to 2 hours, you're done. You don't need to read any more than that. If you want to read, it's a bonus. It's bonus time. But don't feel like you have to read 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. That will happen. It will happen organically, where you're going to find extra time on a weekend. You're going to be like, oh, my wife decided to go out with some friends to go do something. I have a couple of hours. And then all of a sudden, you could knock Genesis out of the park. And you've never done that before. You've never sat down and read the entire book of Genesis. That should take you about 4 hours to read the entire book, maybe 5 hours to read the entire book of Genesis. You can do that on a Saturday. Just set some time aside. Read an hour or two in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, and before you know it, you're going to be done Genesis. It's a beautiful thing. So that's where we're at today. Even if you're just starting Revelation right now, your goal is to finish the book of Revelation by midnight tonight, okay? We'll give you a bit of a deadline, so you got time on your side. All right, so let me answer any questions that you might have. I'm just going to see if I could see it on the phone here. If you have any questions regarding our 30-day journey, maybe something that perhaps I haven't covered yet that you would like me to talk about, whether in this video or another video to come, this is a good time to ask me. I'm here as your coach, as your mentor, to help you get through the entire Bible in 30 days. This isn't for everyone. This isn't for the faint of heart. This isn't for people that are like, I can only commit 10 minutes a day. Well, 10 minutes a day will get you through the entire Bible, 10 to 15 minutes a day, 4 to 5 pages a day will get you through the entire Bible in 1 year. Okay, think about that for a second. 10 minutes a day, 4 or 5 pages a day will get you through the entire Bible. If you double it, you're going to get through the Bible in 6 months. So if you read 20 minutes, we're going 2 hours a day because we're on a goal, a quest to get through the entire Bible in 30 days. And 2 hours and 15 minutes a day will get you through it. And you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked as to why nobody told you this before, because you used to think it would take you years to get through the Bible. All right, so let me just go through some of the comments. I am on Revelation 2. Plan to read this afternoon in one sitting. Perfect. Finished Rev this morning. 23 minutes left. I'll start Genesis this evening. Perfect. That gives you a good jump for tomorrow. Sometimes what I do is when let's say, for example, if I'm done Revelation, I call this a cheat. It's not a cheat, but hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. I will read perhaps Genesis 1, 2, 3, and then tomorrow morning I will start with Genesis 1 because it's still fresh and I can absorb a little bit more in the morning. That's what I mean by cheat. So you go ahead a little bit and then you come back. But if you do make it to like chapter 10, then keep going. Don't go back to chapter 1 because then you're backing up. But sometimes I like to get a little hint of what I'm going to be reading, like the next book. So if I'm done Genesis, I will read Exodus chapter 1 or 2, and then I'll continue onward. And Genesis is fun. I'm telling you, Genesis is a fun book. Exodus is fun. About halfway, people get derailed. So I'll be here for you when you start to get a little bit derailed at the middle, towards the end of Exodus, because it gets into the tabernacle being built and all this kind of stuff. Just read it. Don't study the purple colors. Don't study the mitre being put on Aaron. Don't do any rabbit dives. That's not what we're doing. We're getting through everything. That's it. Yeah, and then if you're done Leviticus, read one or two chapters. Sorry, if you're done Exodus, read 1 or 2 chapters of Leviticus, and then we'll jump into that. So that's how I do it. I get close to finishing a book, and then I will finish it. So if I'm over the halfway point of Revelation, and maybe I read a little bit in the morning, maybe a little bit in the afternoon, and I go, oh man, I am at like chapter 18. I only have a few more chapters left. I'm just going to sit and I'm going to finish the book. Those two tricks, finish the book that you started, especially when you get closer to the end, just finish it. And then start reading the next book to give yourself a bit of a jump for the next day. This will help you get through the entire Bible. All right, so can you read the whole New Testament in a week? I've read the whole New Testament in like 3 days. So it's possible to do it in a week. Like after Revelation, all we have left is the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But we're not going into the Gospels. We're going into Genesis, because Genesis to Job is a big hit. It's going to take us about a week to get through that stuff. A week to 10 days. So I'm slowly prepping you to have some marathons of solid 2 hours of reading throughout your day. You don't have to do it all at once, but this will get you to Job, Genesis to Job. And remember, Genesis is fun, Exodus is fun, and then you start getting into Numbers, which is almost like a retelling of their journey, 40 years in the wilderness. And then you get into Deuteronomy, which is basically Moses recapping everything as well. I should say Numbers are more, you get some extra journeys in there, but also the numberings of the tribes, and sometimes this kind of derails a few people, but there's some good stories in it, some powerful stories. And then Deuteronomy is basically Moses reiterating everything that's happened to them right out of Egypt. So those are good. Most people don't struggle with Genesis, Exodus, and Deuteronomy. It's Leviticus and Numbers that they get hit with. Joshua is a fun read. You can do that in one sitting. Judges you can do in one sitting. So we gotta do the heavy lifting right now. This is the heavy lifting. Revelation. It's a heavy book. Don't get bogged down in all the symbolism and everything. Just get through the book. Don't go, oh, the man child, that's the rapture. Oh, I gotta look into this. Like, don't get bogged down. We don't want you to get bogged down. We want to get through the Bible. What else do we see here? The Bible puts me to sleep. I can't even help it. If I ever really want to sleep, I read the Bible and feel worn out. It's crazy. That's okay. It happens. You're just not used to the frequency, if you will, the language of the Bible, so it plays you out. That's okay. This is what happens. Imagine going to a dental school. The first day, day one, you're going to be exhausted because it's new information piling in, and your head is trying to store this information into different files. That's okay. You're overwhelming your mind, and you're just conditioning it. It's just like going to the gym for the first time. If you haven't worked out for a while and you go to the gym, usually people abuse themselves quite a bit. They lift too heavy and they're trying to figure out where they're going and all this stuff. Next day, they're like, oh, I can't move. It's not the workout that killed you. It's the fact that you haven't done it before or for a while. You took a break. You took a year, 2 years off working out, and now you're stiff. This is what happens when you read the Bible. It's almost like a new language, if you will, even though it's in English. It's history that was 3,000, 4,000, 6,000 years ago. So it's not easy, especially the first pass. Before I started reading the entire Bible, I would fall asleep after 5-10 minutes of reading. I'm telling you, man, sometimes it would catch me off guard. I would start reading, and I used to read the New Living Translation. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna read Proverbs every day for 30 days. And I read Proverbs 1, and I'm like, oh, what happened? I blacked out. What happened to me? How come I fell asleep? And I got drool because for some reason I fell asleep. Or Leviticus, I'd be like, I can't get through it. I can't. It's just like, it's weighing in mud, and you're like, oh man, I can't get through this stuff. And then what I would do is I put my Bible away for like 6 months. I wouldn't touch it. I'm like, it's too heavy. So it's going to happen at the beginning, especially if you haven't done what we're doing right now. This isn't for everybody. I couldn't do what we're doing the first time out. It took me 5 months to get through the Bible, and I wasn't even trying to finish the Bible. I was just excited about reading it. Then the second time, it took me 3 months to read it. So first time 5, second time 3, and then I read it 30 days, 30 days, and 30 days. So 6 times in a year. So just to give you a ballpark of how this can happen. But this, again, this is for you that are trying to get through the entire Bible. Again, it's not for everybody. But if you want to try with me, I will help you and I will encourage you and I will say you can do it. We're only doing it for 30 days, okay? So I'm your coach. I'm your mentor for this. You guys can do it. And it will get easier. It will get to the point where it feels like you're sludging through myrrh and gunk. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. I'm actually in water now. And the water's like maybe 5 feet deep or whatever. And you're like, oh man, it's still hard to get through. And then eventually you're going to get to places of scripture where it's going to feel like you're in shallow water. As in you can just go through it like Psalms. A lot of people are comfortable with Psalms, Proverbs, the Gospel of Mark. People just have no problem sitting down and reading it for like 30, 45 minutes and they're done. So that's the shallow water stuff. What we're doing right now, especially in Revelation, is it's almost like you're jumping into an ocean where the tide is against you. And you're like, oh man, I'm so exhausted. But once you get out a bit, the tide will actually pull you back into shore and then you just ride it. So give it some time. Your head is going to get full. But after a while, there will be times, I promise you, there will be times where all of a sudden you're going to get an extra burst of energy. It happened to me where I was just reading 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm just going to read for an hour, like on a Saturday. My wife had something to do out of town. And so I just continued to read. I read from 6 o'clock in the morning to like 8, 10 o'clock at night. All day. I just read. I'd eat breakfast and I'd read. And then I'd eat some more and then I'd watch YouTube. I would watch the entire, which one was it? It was the entire book of Deuteronomy. And it was like 3 hours long. So I just watched the word scrolling. And I can just eat while I'm watching, and then I would pause the video, go to the washroom, do whatever, come back and watch it. And it was like I was watching a movie. And then you go back to reading the Bible, or you go back to listening to the Bible. Like what I'm trying to tell you guys is you do whatever it takes to get through the Bible. If you have to switch to an audio version of the Bible, I prefer King James Bible. But I'm telling you, if you have to switch to listen to it. If you're so exhausted, then walk around with a pair of headphones, go for a walk, go for a brisk walk, and listen to the audio version of the Bible, picking up where you left off with the physical version. Next stage is use your Amazon app, your Amazon Kindle Fire tablet. If you don't have it, go buy one for yourself. This thing is fantastic. And then you use Word Runner. This is what I use to help me get through the Bible in 30 days. I read about 275, 300 words a minute. And depending on the time of day and how I feel, sometimes I could ramp it up to 400, 500 words per minute. But my average is about 275, 300 words per minute because I'm not trying to rush. You don't have to rush. You just need to spend time in the Bible. Again, 2 hours a day, 2 hours and 15 minutes will get you through the entire Bible. So once you hit that 2-hour marker, you're done. You're done. You can just say, oh, I've put in the work today. Just put the Bible aside. I would suggest not to read another book because you're still using that same part of the brain. But if you want to watch a YouTube video, if you want to watch a movie, if you want to go for a walk, a hike, a workout, whatever it is, that's fine. Just be careful not to exhaust yourself. So just for 30 days, don't read any other books because it could discourage you because you're reading another book and you're like, oh man, this science fiction book is fantastic. I'm reading Dune and it's like 1,000 pages. And then all of a sudden you realize after reading 100 pages of Dune, you're like, I got nothing left for the Bible. I can't read because I'm thinking science fiction here. So I'm trying to save you from that pain, the shame of not finishing because you took on too much. Don't read any other books just for 30 days. Just Bible. We're only doing Bible. All right. So what else? Let's see what else. Hopefully this helps you. Hopefully this helps you guys. I'm just going to scroll through the comments real quick here. I'm trying to keep this to about a half an hour. Let's see here. Hello, my sweet Shane. Hello, my little E. Go through the Bible now. Study with Robert Breaker, Book of Revelation. Love you, man. Oh, that's cool. Going through Revelation with Robert Breaker. Awesome. Barbie Liddell. Hi. Hi back. On Revelation. Plan to read it. Finished Rev this morning. 23 minutes left. Started in Genesis. I read that. Okay, so you can read the whole New Testament. Talked about that. Using a timer and just reading is working. Perfect. That's awesome. Like to hear. Entire Bible in 30 days? Yes. In fact, if you do it the way that I'm telling you, it'll be 21 days. But I don't want to scare you guys away because you go, that's impossible. It's impossible to read through in 21 days. I've done it. Accidentally, I did it because I was like, oh, hey, I'm almost done. All I had left was, I think it was Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Songs, and which is about 4 hours, 5 hours of reading, maybe 6. And I was like, I'm 6 hours away from reading the Bible, and I'm done. Like, I'm 6 hours away from completing it. That means if I started Friday, that means I would be done Monday. I ended up reading it all like Friday night, like till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, done. I'm like, what? I still had another 5 days, whatever left. And I finished it early. And I was like, oh, this is interesting because this is the X factor that you can't tell when it's going to happen, where you're going to get a burst where all of a sudden you're thinking it's going to take me a week to get through the New Testament, and all of a sudden you're done it in 2 or 3 days. It's weird, and it can come out of nowhere. You'll be reading Exodus and you're like, yeah, okay, this I'll probably be done starting Exodus today. I'll probably be done it tomorrow night. And you read it and something happens. You're like, this is interesting. And then before you know it, you're like on Exodus 38 and you're like, I got 2 chapters left. What happened? And you just finish it. So this is the mystery gift that will happen during your 30-day journey. So prepare for it. Don't bog yourself down in the 2 hours. Don't be like, oh man, 2 hours is a lot. Be prepared to have an energy surge where you could read 3, 4, 5 hours. I don't know when it's going to come. It could come right at the end. It could come on a weekend. It could be a late night, one night where all of a sudden you're just like, yeah, I can't put the Bible down. It'll happen. It happens. It's happened to me in the past 3 years. I couldn't predict when it was going to happen. And to be honest, there were some days where in the morning, though rare, I'd be like 30 minutes, I'm done, just because I got to do something else. So that's okay. That's okay too. But where our benchmark is 2 hours a day. So time yourself. I can't say that enough. Keep track of your time, because if you're only reading an hour a day, you can't blame me or yourself. Well, you can blame yourself, but you can't get mad, because you're like, man, I thought I was reading for 2 hours, but it actually, when I timed it out, I'm only reading an hour. Don't switch to 3 hours tomorrow. I'm telling you, that will kick you out of this game. Don't do it. Don't do it. Trust me. If you only have a 24-hour period. So if you don't hit your 2 hours today, it's gone forever. Tomorrow, you get another 2-hour time block. I'm telling you, this will help you out down the road, because I don't want you to get discouraged and say, I only read 20 minutes. On Sunday, I only read 40 to 50 minutes on Sunday. That's it. I was starting Acts. I'm now in Revelation. Today's Wednesday. So it's now lunchtime around my area. So for most people, I say, if you have lunch and whatever, just go read or listen to the audio Bible while you're having lunch. If you're going for drives, this is a great time to listen to the audio version of the Bible as well, especially if you know, oh man, I got about an hour journey one way. You can knock off Genesis by the time you go to work and by the time you come back from work. You could do it. So again, you can do whatever it takes. Audio version, once in a while, I even bump up the audio version. So from one is too slow for me, way too slow. I'll bump it up to 1.5, 2, sometimes to 3 times speed. But I find they start sounding like a Smurf, the narrator. So I'm like, I don't like that. When you start hearing James Earl Jones sound like a Smurf, I'm out. I don't like it. So the most I will go now is 2 times speed. And then with this, every once in a while, I can also ramp it up you can go up to 900 words, but your comprehension goes down. So I don't recommend doing that. But if you're staying within the window of 250 to 500 words per minute, depending on how you feel, how much water you have, and all this stuff, you can actually get a lot of Bible reading done with this. So again, physical Bible, audio Bible, Kindle. With those three sources, that'll get you through the entire Bible faster. Do not read the Bible out loud. I'm not trying to discourage you from reading the Bible out loud, but it will slow you down. And remember, we're trying to take away the things that slow us down. We're not trying to speed you up. We're just trying to prevent you from slowing down. Reading out loud will slow you down. So hopefully this makes sense. Let's see. What else do we got going on here? So hopefully that took care of the Bible putting you to sleep. Maybe I should drink coffee and read. If you're really tired and sleepy, it's just because you're dehydrated. That's what has happened to me. If I get a little foggy, it's because I haven't drank enough water the day before or the day of. So make sure you're hydrated as you read. In fact, I should have my water bottle close by. Yeah, that's I think that is a golden nugget. Make sure you are saturated. You can't drink too much water. It is almost like running a marathon when you think about it. Yeah, you're going to go to the bathroom a little bit more, but your brain isn't going to be foggy because you have a lot of water. Stay away from pop. If you drink pop, your brain is going to get foggy. If you're eating potato chips while you're reading, that's going to make you sleepy. Your diet makes you sleepy. If you just had McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King, and then you're going to sit down and read the Bible, I'm going to say to you, good luck. Good luck, because that doesn't work. You're going to get foggy. You're going to go into a greasy food coma, and you're going to blame it on the Bible. You're going to be like, I don't get it. I just had 3 double stacker cheeseburgers with a milkshake, and dairy's another one that makes you sleepy. And I can't get through the Bible. All I could do is read 15 minutes. I'm frustrated. It's because of your diet. Your diet is playing you out. Think of what's her name? Oh, there's a lady. This is in the book of Judges when Deborah was a judge. I forget the lady's name, but she pounded a nail through a guy's temple. What did she give the guy? She gave him milk, warm milk. So when he drank it, he fell asleep into a deep sleep, and she snuck up to him and smashed him with a temple in the head and killed him. So milk makes you sleepy. It does. It just does. Don't do it. Don't have pop. Don't have sugar like Skittles, M&Ms, all this stuff while you think it's snack food, but it's actually going to cause your brain to fog up and it won't work. Instead, nuts, cashews are great. Lots of water. Coffee is good, especially in the morning and stuff. But if you use that as a crutch, that could make you crash after as well. So I drink a lot of coffee. So I'm on the side of people that need coffee or drink coffee while they're reading. For me, drinking coffee is a habit that triggers me to read the Bible. Whenever I start making a pot of coffee for myself, I'm thinking about what I'm going to be reading for the Bible. Or I'm looking for my Bible. Where is it? It's usually at the kitchen room table. All right. Let's see. Coffee, hydrated. I was raised with the Bible in church. I understand it. Perfect, kinda. Let's see here. Advanced reader in school. I could read regular books pretty fast, and that's the thing that you'll find out is people can have no problem reading Dune, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, all these other books, fiction. Here's the thing here. Here's confession time. I have a very difficult time reading fiction. If you put down Lord of the Rings in front of me, I'd probably be like, oh man, I can't get through this stuff. It's so painful. It's so slow. Give me the Bible and I'll just blow through it. So that's something to think about. I can't read fiction, nor do I want to. So maybe there's something there as well. I feel like if I'm reading something, I should be reading the Bible. That's me. Now, business books, I can fly through business books. Like one time I read 5 business books in 1 week. So when it comes to business, I could fly through that stuff. But when it comes to fiction, I can't do it. It's very difficult, very difficult. But we're talking about the Bible here. So maybe that helps. Like if you're used to reading fiction, that could be one of the reasons why the Bible is a little bit harder to read, because there is a lot of history in it. So that could be it. But it's like a different frequency. You just got to get used to how it's written. Remember, there's a bunch of authors writing the Bible as well. So you get different styles and all this kind of stuff. So hopefully that helps. Fiction isn't for everyone. Nonfiction, I'm a big nonfiction fan. I used to read fiction a long time ago, then I switched to nonfiction, and then now the Bible. All right, so let's continue on here. Hey, Stephanie. Hopefully this is motivating you. Let's see here. Audio Bible sped up a bit. Yep. Perfect. Timer on your phone. Perfect. 1.5 to 2 times is the perfect speed. Love you back. Awesome. Thanks, Stephanie. You've been a great follower. Thank you for that. Very encouraging. Audio and words on screen, that helps. Like I'm telling you, for 30 days, whatever it takes, man, whatever it takes. Why is water so important? Well, we are made up of about 80% water. We need water. If you don't have water for 3 days, you're on the verge of death. You're on the verge of dying. So I think most people in society are walking around dehydrated. Because if you think about it, if you have a cup of coffee, for every 6 ounces of coffee that you drink, you get rid of 8 ounces of liquid. You go to the bathroom, you get rid of 8 ounces. So it's a diuretic. That's what that means, is basically whatever you have, whatever you drink, you expunge more water. So that makes you dehydrated over time. So the way to combat that is to have a water bottle with you all the time, glass of water. In fact, here's what I have here. Making me thirsty thinking about it. This is what I have, and I use this every day. So I usually drink this in the morning. So this is, it has a little thing on it at 8 o'clock. What is it? Yeah, 8 o'clock, you get started drinking. So you could fill it up to 27 ounces. 8 o'clock, this is your first jug of water. 9 o'clock, you should be here. 10 o'clock, you should be here. 11 a.m. here, and then 12. And then once you're done this one, you fill it up again. And then on the other side of it is 2 p.m. You should be right here. At 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. I'm telling you, you will feel like $1,000,000 by the next day when you dive into the Bible. Maybe that's the secret that I didn't share with people before as to how I was able to get through the Bible, is I drank a lot of water. I also had a lot of coffee, but I drank a lot of water to make sure that I was hydrated. Talking about water makes me thirsty. All right. Drink tons of milk. Yeah, you're going to have to back off the milk just for a little bit. Yeah. Avoid Wendy's like the plague. Sorry, Wendy's, if you want to sponsor me, but that will put you into a sleep coma faster than you could say cheeseburger. Let's see. I only drank coffee in Iraq. Pretty cool. What else here? Soul water is the best. Yep. Awesome. All right. So I think that is it for today. We're just over 30 minutes. Hopefully this has helped you guys out. Drink lots of water. I'm telling you, this will help you. This will save your bacon when you're reading. You don't have to drink too much, but what are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So 27 ounces in 5 hours. So basically 2 of these a day and you're fine. You're golden. All right, so hopefully this helps you out. And you might have to make some sacrifices. Not gonna lie, your appetite is going to start shifting from things that you really like doing, like watching professional wrestling, watching the hockey game, baseball, football, UFC, watching online poker, whatever you felt like you're liking doing before, you're going to start gravitating towards reading more of the Bible. And as a surprise bonus, what'll end up happening to you is you're not going to want to watch porn or any of these other things because you're filling up your spiritual man with good things and you're not feeding your flesh. You're actually starving it and you're letting it go into a coma. And the more time you spend in the Bible, the less time you have feeding any of your other addictions. It could be porn, it could be lust, it could be smoking, it could be drinking, it could be binge watching shows endlessly, watching Friends, whatever it is, because you don't have time to do them both. So if you spend more time, let's say you spent 4-6 hours reading the Bible and you're out of time in that 24-hour period, the only thing you have left is to eat and sleep. So you're not going to have time for your flesh. You don't have time to listen to your flesh because you're so busy with other stuff. So this is just what happens. And the more you do this, it gives you a better chance or a better shot at clearing up the fog in your brain and being able to control your thoughts. So you sit down for an hour or 2 hours reading the Bible, all of a sudden you get a thought that is kind of weird, like a weird thought, and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't of God. This isn't of Christ. I'm going to give that thought to Him. It's not for my marriage. It's not for my family. It's not for my good. So I'm going to give that thought, I'm going to capture it, and I'm going to give it up to the Lord and say, here, Lord, you deal with this. And then before you know it, it'll just start dissipating. And this is what I do on a 24-hour basis. I don't think about tomorrow. I don't worry about tomorrow. I just worry about today. So I don't even know if I'm going to be here tomorrow, honestly. I don't know. I don't know if Jesus Christ is going to come back tonight or tomorrow. So all I can do is take care of myself today. So if I'm reading more of the Bible today, some of that is actually going to saturate through my being, through my body, through my mind, and it's going to stick like spaghetti on a wall. So hopefully this makes sense. All right, that is it for today, day 4. Again, the goal is to get Revelation done and start Genesis by tomorrow morning. We're in Genesis tomorrow morning. All right, so I'm going to do the same tonight. I'm going to be reading the book of Revelation, and my goal is to finish it tonight because I'm just starting it. I'm just like you guys. If you're here, you're just starting Revelation, so am I. And then tomorrow, I plan to make a video about the same time to let you know where I'm at because I'm the pace car and I'm guiding you guys through the Bible in 30 days. I'm trying to give you all the nuggets that I've learned over the past 3 years in May. What is it? February, March, April, May, June. Last 3 years, 3 years and 3 months. I've been through the entire Bible 20 times. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. And hopefully you can see into that I'm not just somebody that's like, we're going to try this out and see. No, I'm telling you what works from experience. And once you get through the Bible in 30 days, be careful about bragging about it. I've done that. I've shared. I'm like, man, I went through the Bible 3 times in 3 months, and people are like, whoa, whoa, hang on here. Whoa, slow down, bro. So I'm telling you, if you don't want to get mocked, if you don't want people to come up to you and go, you should actually just read one verse a day, bro. You need to slow down. Don't tell anybody what you're doing. Don't tell anybody, because I'm telling you, it could discourage you. If you're reading Harry Potter, you can tell everybody, hey, I just bought the new series of Harry Potter. Look at this book collection. I'm going to read it the whole weekend. You're going to get pats on the back. People are going to be patting on the back. Oh, man, Harry Potter, what a great book. What a great series. Oh, my goodness. There's this guy, and then there's this thing, and this thing flies around and does this. How can you tell I've never read Harry Potter? I have no idea what it's about. Wizards and stuff. My point is, if you want to get discouraged, tell people you are reading the Bible in 30 days. If you don't want to get discouraged, don't tell anybody what you're up to. Keep it a secret. I'm telling you, this is what happens. Read a secular book, pat on the back. Read the Bible, people discourage you. So let me be your encourager. I'm helping you get through the Bible in 30 days. You might not even want to tell people you're trying to take this on, because they will discourage you. I'm telling you. If you say, hey, I'm trying to get through the Bible in 30 days, I'm halfway, they'll be like, whoa, what are you doing, bro? I got to call 911. This is weird. What are you doing? Are you all religious now? I'm warning you. It's an attack. It's a spiritual attack that you won't see coming unless you're watching these videos. And I'm telling you what's going to happen before it happens. I know, because it's happened to me. I tell people I read the Bible 20 times in 3 years. They go, why would anyone ever want to do a feat like that? That makes no sense. So I'm just trying to save you. I'm trying to save you the pain and the torment of people writing you to get you to stop reading the Bible, which is weird. They think you're doing you a favor, but they're not. They're discouraging you. Why? Because they haven't done it. They haven't done it, and they don't want to see you do something that they haven't done. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to you. All right. That is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. We'll see you tomorrow, Lord willing, unless we're in the air. See you later. Bye.